Hi, this is HQ Scales setting up an integrator for the first time use. So here's a quick video on how to do that. What you'll do is once all of your sensors are wired into your integrator, you're going to navigate over here to the menu and you're going to select Initial Setup. And you're going to select option 1 for scale setup. And then we're just going to go down the list, 1, 2, 3. So first we're going to select load cells. And here on option 1 is the number of idlers. If you have a single idler scale, you will keep this at 1 idler. If you have a dual idler scale, you're going to select into here by pressing option 1 and you're going to option for 2 idlers for a dual idler scale. And then here on load cell capacity, option 2, default from our factory will have 100 kilograms. If you have a single idler scale, you will enter 0 for any unused load cells. So what we're going to do is we're going to press down to edit, and I'm going to pretend that we have a 200 kilogram load cell scale and it's a single idler scale. So I'm going to enter 200 and an OK. Then now it says load cell 2, and I'm going to hit 200, OK. And since this is a single idler scale for load cell 3, I'm going to enter 0. Load cell 4, 0. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 entered properly. So now we're going to go ahead and press back. And then we're going to press back again. And now we've already entered our load cells, so now we're going to select the units. Standard from the factory, weight units are tons. So if you need metric or if you want to look at pounds or any other unit, that's where you would adjust that. Right out of the box, tons is the weight unit. Now we're going to enter idler spacing. So with test weight calibrations, this measurement is very important. So since this is a single idler scale, you're going to measure the idler to the left of where the scale is located and then to the right of where the scale is located. So as you're looking at the scale, just go ahead and measure from the scale idler to the left and then the scale idler to the right. And so if typically 48 inches is pretty standard. However, we have come across where it is 47 3/4. So make sure you enter exactly what that measurement is. If you have an angle sensor, you are going to go to option 4 and you will select on. If not, and you know the angle of your conveyor, you can enter that here. Speed sensor, option 5. Standard speed sensor coming from HQ is 10 pulses per revolution with a 6-inch diameter. If you have the shaft mount speed sensor, then you will have 100 pulses per revolution, and the diameter that you will enter is the diameter of the pulley that you install the shaft mount speed sensor onto. The auto 0 is typically adjusted if you are running a low rate. So if you're running maybe 20 tons an hour or less, that's when I would go into the auto 0 and adjust that. Now we've got the initial setup done. Let's go into the belt length. And we are going to measure the belt. You do have the option of entering the belt length. So if you know the exact belt length, you can go ahead and just manually enter that. But today what we're going to do is we are going to measure the belt. So we're going to let the belt run and do a whole revolution. So typically you will find a splice and you will mark the belt, run the belt empty. And then you are going to press OK when the mark passes by. And then here we are going to press OK when the mark passes by again. What this procedure does is it measures the length of the belt as well as doing a zero calibration at the same time. So here we're going to go ahead and press back to exit. So now we've done the scale setup, we've done the belt length, we already did a zero cal, so we don't need to do a static zero. And now, if you were to go home, now we're running, it's showing 0 tons an hour. We've got a belt speed. Now we can go ahead and finish up this calibration with some test weights or a material test. So that is the initial setup. If you have other add-ons like an I/O board, that's where you would navigate down to accessories. If you have an I/O board, a scoreboard display, if you need to adjust any Ethernet port settings, you can go to the accessory menu and option those. Okay, that's it. Now your integrator is all set and your belt scale is ready to perform for you. Thanks again for watching.